this is not going to be a surprise to most, but 2018, 2019, we tripled. We were on track to grow some pretty significant numbers from where we were to where we ended, and COVID hit. And then there was an earthquake in Utah here, right?
Yeah,
not very
the
far
world
apart.
is coming to an end.
Yeah.
The COVID hit and then the earthquake. I remember that.
But that's the thing that people don't really understand for commercial furniture or even commercial space for commercial real estate agents is no one went back. No one went back. And our sales dropped 50% overnight.
Welcome to Bootstraps and Battle Scars, the podcast by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. I've created this podcast to hear stories about entrepreneurs, people who have been in the trenches, who have done it, who have grown it, and who really understand what bootstrapping means, and that might have some battle scars to show for it. So my guest today is Wes Israelsson.
Good job.
I almost called you Craig. I know Craig Israelsson, actually.
He's probably a doctor or famous or something.
He's
cool
kind
too.
of a big deal, yeah.
I'm not.
No. But this is Wes, who is kind of a big deal. And Wes has his own podcast we're going to talk about in a minute. But so like I'm the grasshopper interviewing the sensei.
You're so funny. I don't
Something
think
like
so.
that, right? But we want to talk about your business. I mean, you and I have only known each other for a few months.
Yeah.
So we're still in the process of getting to know each other. I have an idea of what your business is about. You've been very helpful with me, kind of mentored me. It's been really awesome how you've just kind of jumped in and said, hey, try this or do this. And it's been very helpful. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So what we're going to do today is, we're just going to have a conversation about your journey. Like when I say bootstrapping, does that like touch a nerve? You're laughing, so that's got to be good, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't know much about your business, but I want to know. Like tell me, first of all, introduce me to yourself personally. I want to know where you grew up, what you did for hobbies, what kind of trouble you got into as a kid. I want to hear that, and then we'll roll into the business side of things.
I would say, my name's Wes Israelsson, and who I am as a person is I love helping people. So as a kid, I would mow lawns for fun. I would shovel snow for fun until I couldn't. And if I couldn't, I'd cry because I wanted to shovel snow.
Like, how old were you when you were doing this?
Like 3, 4, 5, 6, 10.
You just wanted to get out there and help people.
Like, it's weird to think, like, I tell people all the time, when you talk about what we do, I love the curl of the snow off the shovel. I love watching it.
Yeah.
I love the lines in the lawn. Like, if you double cut it, looks like a baseball field.
Is your lawn like that?
No.
You don't do that, okay.
I mean, my wife cuts my lawn most of the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I have a son that mows. I'm not gonna say he loves to mow, but he'll mow, and he won't do the crisscross, but he'll mow diagonally, and then he'll do it diagonal the other way the next time, and it looks good.
Yeah. So I think growing up, I mean, my mom and dad didn't live. We weren't wealthy, let's say, right? But
where'd you grow up?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, okay.
Mm-hmm. My mom and dad lived down in Glendale when I was born. So, and my dad worked for the city, and my mom worked for Quest back in the day. And they worked 2 full-time jobs, and we didn't get to see them. So it was kids as normal, go to school, right? Come home, do homework, do yard work, then do your homework. Really.
Yeah.
But growing up, I'm the one of 3, so I'm the middle child.
Okay.
And I have an older brother and a younger sister, but I loved, for whatever reason, to help. Always loved to help. I think as a business owner, you recognize things that you're a problem solver. Mm-hmm. And I think I was a problem solver. Like someone
at that young age.
Yeah. Sometimes I didn't like to solve my own problems.
Yeah.
Maybe
but we can solve everyone else's problems. And now that we're entrepreneurs, we know everything. So just ask us. We'll tell you how to do your business. We got it.
Except for my wife. Do you want me to help, listen, or fix?
Yeah. You know what? Actually, we're going to touch on that because I've remembered that. We were in a meeting, a little networking meeting, and you shared that idea that when your wife wants to talk, you say, before you respond, do you want me to listen, help, or fix? Man, that's huge. I told my wife that, and now I'm in trouble.
Did she smack you?
Yeah. Now she's like, before you say anything, what are you supposed to ask me?
Yeah. What's funny is when your children do it and they mimic it back to you.
They do? I'm the dad. Doesn't matter. that deal's null and void. Yeah, yeah. So you grew up in up in the Salt Lake area. Parents were hardworking. How did you love to help people? So is that kind of the beginning of your little entrepreneurial journey?
So I didn't know what entrepreneurial meant. I mean, really, I didn't. My mom and dad worked for corporations, worked for companies. My dad worked for the city. My mom worked for a big company, right? So for me, growing up, I had a couple uncles, or specifically one who started his own business and was working. I saw some of his life. He'd go through, he'd have fun. He'd also be home and he'd do the things he wants, but he'd work really, really hard. So I'm like, okay, great. If I just work hard, things happen. So naturally, I just tried to work harder than most. I didn't do homework great. I was in resource as a kid in elementary, so I learned different way. I would say it's an ability today because I didn't learn the way most kids did.
So resources was for kids that maybe had a learning disability or just weren't quite.
Speech impediments, you can't listen, you can't read. Maybe you have not autism because that's on the spectrum pretty significant, but there's other things that you may or may not have. They didn't diagnose you as ADHD back then like everyone has.
Yeah, now they hand out the medication like candy, yeah.
But I think I had to learn different. I watched my dad work hard. He got to plow the streets for work sometimes. He had a backhoe, so I get driving a backhoe. Like, I got to do some fun things that made me think I could do this. Like, it'd be fun. And then I, like all kids, thought I was going to be a pilot.
A pilot, yeah.
Something fun.
Yeah.
And, I'm colorblind. You cannot be a pilot if you're colorblind.
Are you really colorblind?
Yeah.
Like how colorblind?
Like browns, greens, reds, purples, and blues, and those are pretty much hard to tell the differentiate.
Really? Huh.
I mean, there's different levels of color blindness, let's say, but.
So does your wife organize your clothes and color coordinate them so you don't leave the house looking like a complete clown?
Normally she doesn't, but 2 weeks ago she reorganized my closet, and I'd noticed it's from light to dark. So
like,
yes,
okay.
It has happened.
Yeah. Awesome.
And I don't understand the big deal. I just wear what I wear, but that's okay.
Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, that kid, he just doesn't care what people think. And you're walking around like, doesn't this look great? I think it's awesome.
I'm thinking it looks great. She's like, you're going to leave the house with that?
Why? What's wrong? Okay, so when did you get into the now? Okay, so when did you finally? What was your first endeavor as an entrepreneur?
I would try and mow lawns for people to make some money. I think was one of the first times. Then I'd try and go shovel lawns for the old people in the neighborhood who couldn't, and then I would find 2 or 3 other people that would be, hey, they'd be looking at you down the road. Do you want to? I'm like, yeah, for some money, yeah, let's do that.
For some money. So you learned that money was a thing.
I learned that money.
Service is great, but money's cool.
Well, what I learned is that people value certain things, right? I would say more than anything. And watching everyone work hard, great. But if I can go make some money, like I want to work hard to make money.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you could make an exorbitant amount of money. Thinking I can charge you $2 to go shovel your driveway.
Yeah,
which
$2
sounds like a lot back then.
Yeah, and they're like, sweet, $2. That's great. Yeah.
But I think that it started early, and then some big setbacks for me early on were I was a golfer, so I had to pay for my own car. My mom and dad bought my first car, but I had to pay it back. It was a '87 Toyota Corolla.
Nice.
And I needed to earn money to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like most kids, really, parents should buy your car. Well, no, you should buy your own car.
Yeah, and they can help.
Yeah. But I think my mom and dad taught me that lesson early on, and then I was in a car accident and broke my back. And I love sports. So I think for me, entrepreneurial journey was different because the thing I wanted to do was go play golf. I thought I was good. I was probably okay. I loved it, which I did, but I broke my back, and that kind of stopped.
How old were you when that happened?
16.
16. So that's pretty young to have that kind of a traumatic injury.
I mean, I think it is.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that are younger that have the same thing, right?
Right. But you're up and about.
Yeah.
Do you still have some limited use?
I would say there's things that I can do to hurt my back, but overall, no. I mean, a lot of it's mind in some ways over matter. People may not like that answer, but it's true. Your body can will almost anything to happen.
Yeah.
But a doctor said I'm 65% of what you'll ever be at age 16. And I carried that for so many years. But
So you believe that,
I did.
which then it happened.
Yeah.
Like that's how you lived your life, was at 65% because you were told by somebody else that's how it was going to be.
Yeah.
And when did that shift?
I mean, that took that took a lot of years. And 2021 is when that shift actually happened.
So not long ago.
Yeah, not very long ago.
Okay. And what was it? What triggered it?
There's some friends of ours not very far from here, a company called Kids on the Move.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Ryan Erickson and Rochelle Rutherford, the COO, CEO of the company, are good friends, close friends, and they went through this program and they started change. And at first I thought they were just drinking Kool-Aid, and this lady's crazy, like off her mind, like, shh. Can I swear on this podcast?
Yes, you can.
Shh, like,
Batshit crazy.
yeah, I told my wife, she's like straight out of her, she's batshit crazy is what I think I told her.
Yeah.
And then Ryan went through the same thing, and he started to change. And then I'm like, okay.
And this is all back in the...
This is 2021, 2022.
Okay, 2021.
Yeah, and...
Now, really quick, let's back up just a second. I don't want to lose your spot because this is awesome.
That's
But Kids
great.
on the Move is a local organization. It's a nonprofit, and and I've been involved in that, but it's been years ago. So remind us what their main focus is.
Children with disabilities, specifically autism's the big thing,
Okay.
but they are a school-focused nonprofit that helps families go through this hard time, from their children being able to go to a place to actually go to school to learn. And they're all passionate. There's so many teachers and there's so many great things that this organization does.
So they
for
provide
children.
resources for parents that have kids
Yeah.
in whatever the situation, and encourage and help them navigate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean,
that's
yeah.
a great cause.
Yeah.
In fact, we're going to say that today's episode is sponsored by Kids on the Move. I
Thanks.
don't know if that means anything, but we're going to say it.
That's great. Thanks,
Okay.
Rochelle, and thanks, Ryan.
Okay, so these friends of yours went through a program of some sort and started just changing the way they thought about things.
So I'm going to back up a little too, because I just want to make this easier too. So after breaking my back, I lost the drive. I played, so I had a hole-in-one, and I was a 2 or 3 handicap.
For a 15, 16-year-old?
I mean, who knows if I kept score great, but
Yeah, but that's still impressive.
I was a pitcher, and then I played basketball as a point guard,
Okay.
and I could no longer do either, none. So for me, it felt like I don't want to go to school. I don't care. I start sloughing or whatever.
Yeah, because
my
why?
My mom and dad said go to work. So Copper Rivet used to be a store here in Utah.
Yeah, I remember that store.
I worked down at ZCMI Center, which used to be
Big fancy store, mall, yeah, okay.
and TJ Maxx. So I started just working hard, 2 jobs, somewhat going to school, and then my uncle, who got me into commercial furniture, said, hey, if you graduate with your class and walk, I'll take 6 friends to you and Moab for a week jeeping.
Really?
I'm like,
So he saw that you were
yeah.
not heading down that graduation road.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't doing anything bad. You weren't a bad kid, but you were working, and you really didn't have a strong desire to go to school, and so he saw that. Okay. So he offered this deal.
He did.
You and 6 friends,
6 friends.
a week in Moab.
A week.
Okay, that sounds like a pretty good time.
It was.
Okay.
It was amazing. And I gathered with a friend named Taryn, and me and her decided to make each other a vow that we would make sure we graduated, which we did.
Yeah,
We both walked with our class, which is really cool.
nice.
And it felt good. And then we went to Moab, and man, we had so much fun. I got addicted in this bunch of money on a Jeep and other.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Uncle. Yeah.
But to fast forward back to 2021, I think I lived my whole life with the ability of I can't lift certain things, although I want to. I can't do certain things. So I think getting to 2021 was a big point for me, because I wasn't as strong as other people, even though I was as strong. I just couldn't do in my mind, because a doctor, teacher, principal, mentor, whoever in your life tells you that you can't do something.
Yeah.
Man, sometimes
And you believed it.
Yeah.
He's an expert, and you didn't want to re-injure or cause more problems. So, okay, that makes sense.
What's weird today to think is that last year I went to a chiropractor because it was hurting. I had strained it working out, and he said, your MRI shows that there's really no sign of fusion. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I can see there's a 7-inch scar on your back,
Yeah.
but I don't see where your back's fused. Your spine looks normal.
And when was that?
This was a year and a half ago,
Really? Okay. That's interesting.
right?
Yeah.
So it's weird to think that, man, maybe back then, maybe they actually didn't do anything, and I just charged us $200 or $300.
I told you be
who
careful.
knows?
Yeah.
But my point is the same thing, that I think your mind can will certain things to happen. So fast forward now to the question that we were asking, $10,000, go to Florida, get my ass kicked, 12 other men you don't know, and they mentally and physically break you. And then they get you to retrain your mind to think past what's limiting you today.
So that program that your friends had gone to, you looked at it and signed up and went and did it.
I got a phone call saying, hey, do you want to do this thing? It starts next week and you need to go. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
Called, talked to the guy. He's like, 10 grand here.
And off you go.
And I just went.
Huh.
I was afraid to go. My business partner and my wife were the two people in this world that pushed me, encouraged me to go. And I don't ever want to do that thing again, but it's the thing that changed my life.
So, okay. When did you start your business? What year was that?
So I became technically an owner in 2018. I worked for my uncle for many years. He was my mentor, the same uncle that got me to graduate high school. But commercial furniture I've been in since 2003.
Working for your uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thinking I was going to become an owner and wanting it. And then he sold the business and the new owners didn't want to sell, at least to me. So I made a change and came over with my uncle to another company called Main Street Office, where I currently am an owner.
Mm-hmm.
And but 2018 is when I became an owner.
So you were having some success. You still had some limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2021, you really went through this process and opened things up. And how's that affected your business?
I mean, it's affected it in good and bad ways. A lot of people don't like change, right? As you know in business.
Yeah.
And today's age, AI, adaptability, the way in which things move is unreal, right? We have to adapt. We have to change. So it got me on pace to change quicker, to be able to adapt easier, to be able to push the limit on everything I can. But the team doesn't like that so much.
Right. So you come back from Florida, you're a new man, you're on fire, you're ready to go. And everyone's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, they tell you just to show people. Just show them, don't tell them. Just show. Like even your wife, come home, you don't tell her anything, you just show. You just show up.
Huh.
Because no one understands what it's like going through that. I mean, military people who have gone through boot camp can kind of understand, I think. I've never done that, so I'm sure it's not as hard. This was probably not as hard as boot camp, but
Yeah.
it was 72 hours and 4 days or something.
Huh. Okay, so I've heard about programs. I don't know if they're anything like this at all, but how did that affect your relationship with your wife? Having you go do this thing and come back?
You know, at first when I came home, running a business is hard, right? I realized that as parents, we train, teach, and educate our children, just like our employees, how we were raised most of the time.
It's kind of the default mode, yeah.
Because you fall back into it. It's easy, it's comfortable, right?
Yeah.
I think that what it taught me is that to push past, my dad died in 2019, and I get to watch my mom yearn for my dad, like miss the one person that would change her world around. And then I see other people who take advantage of their marriage. Maybe they step out, maybe they just don't treat their wife, maybe they don't care, like even husband or wife, right? But today, I would tell you my wife is my goddess. She's the most amazing thing in this world to me. And our love today it's unreal. It's unreal. So
Was it like that before you did this little 2021
I would
exercise?
say absolutely not.
It was different.
Yeah.
You still loved her. She loved you, but it was different.
I think there's a word called commitment when you become a business owner, that you change everything, right? You commit 100%. To a marriage, you mostly commit 100%, right? But the thing I tell people is I leave no doubt. And if you leave no doubt and you've done everything possible, then you either know it works or no, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And ours is amazing.
And hopefully she reciprocates. And it sounds like in your situation, it's been reciprocated. So she's matching your commitment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, if not more than at times.
Nice.
Like, it's great to have a partner in a business. It's great to have a partner in a marriage that actually understands. You can open up to, you can have the hard conversation. And when stuff isn't great, you can just talk about it rather than go around it, right? So,
Well, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, that's my life, and I have lots of friends and people that have done that same thing, and it's a lonely place, and it's like, for me, for example, I leave my door, I close the door on my office and walk out of there, and I don't want to take it with me, so I have a tendency to not talk about things with my wife, with my person, because I don't want to rehash it, which isn't really fair to her because I think she needs to hear some of the things that are going on, but it's just hard, and so I know other entrepreneurs that have had that struggle as well. Not because we're keeping secrets, not because we're hiding things from our spouse, but it's just like, man, I don't want to talk about it. I want to go home and check out. I want to leave the business at the business and enjoy my family. So it's tough.
Yeah. And I think that group going through that session, my coach was Satem Anali, so thank you very much, Satem, if you ever hear this.
Satem Anali, the football player?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. BYU?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He looks like The Rock, but bigger. He scares the shit out of you.
Yeah, I mean, I know the name, and he's a city administrator or something, right?
And not
Or
here.
no?
I mean, he's now in Arizona, or he lives in Vegas, but his company was Titan Immersion, the thing I went through. So
Cool.
And he does a great job at it. But what he got me to see is that I was leaving doubt in almost everything. And I would rather dive into work than dive into the problem. I'd rather just go to work. I'd rather go to work than work out. I'd rather go to work than really talk about certain things. Or I'd rather just work than do most anything, because I was taught work hard and things work out.
Yeah.
So it taught me a lot. I mean, it taught me a lot. One of the biggest things I learned is I wrote my own eulogy.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. I've heard of that idea.
Yeah, when you kind of know what's at the end, who you've impacted and the things you want to change, it's easier to get on board with that.
Was that an exercise you picked up through this course or somewhere else along the way?
So they make you, after they break you physically on the beach and all the exercise and all the stuff they do, they bring you back to this cold, quiet room after you eat lunch, and they put you in meditation. They bring you through this whole exercise, and then you write it. Then you have to read it in front of people, and then you have to go home, and your spouse gets to read it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a unique experience for us.
And do you still read that on occasion as a reminder?
I think once a year I will generally look at it. It's changed over the course of the year with some of the stuff we've done in general, but I think that if I were to say, it's a great exercise for every marriage couple. When we got married, my wife is Catholic. I was baptized Mormon, didn't practice. We got married in a Catholic church, and her mom and dad are pretty staunch Catholic. Love you guys, but you guys are. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Is your wife from Utah?
She's from Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho, okay.
But they made you go through a marriage counseling class to get married within the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is there's 16 couples, and let's say 7 of them were Mormon.
Oh, really? Taking this class?
Yeah.
Even
Their
though they
bishops required it.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And they go through all these same things about sex, money, kids, raising, whatever. Like, they go through this whole thing, and it's like a 2-day thing. And then you write everything in a journal. And then day 2, they just now switch. Now you get to read the person you're going to be married to.
No kidding?
Uh-huh.
Was that a local Utah
It was.
thing? Huh. That's great. That's a great exercise for young married couples. That's awesome, actually.
I think 5 couples didn't get married after then, actually, of the 16. So
So it could have been a little bit of an eye-opener.
I think it was. I mean, it was for us.
Yeah. And if you still want to marry that person after you go through the exercise, I think that's also probably part of the purpose of the exercise. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So you did that. And how long have you been married?
17 years this year.
And how many kids?
We have 2 beautiful princesses,
How old are they?
9 and 6.
Oh, little humans.
We had some time to ourselves.
Yeah, you
We
did.
traveled. We did some things. So
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
Are they? Do they have the same service mindset that you had? Are they out mowing lawns and shoveling snow?
I would say that the youngest always tries to help. She always is, like, if I go pick her up from school, she's trying to mop the floors with the teacher. Like, she's trying to help.
Yeah.
The oldest is got some of both, but she's creative. So she's trying to make something for someone. So both of them have a tendency to be service oriented.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool to watch. Now trying to teach them the business side of, okay, if you're going to make 100 bracelets, how long did it take you? What did it cost? And then what do you need to sell it for to make the money? Like,
Yeah.
so we're trying to teach them at a different age than I've ever.
I mean, 9 and 6, they should be on it, man.
Let's go, girls.
Yeah, let's step it up a little bit. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like the mindset thing. That's always been one of my years and years ago when I started off in the entrepreneurial world. I had cassette tapes. Remember what those are?
I do.
I had the. I remember getting the cassette tapes. I listened to all the cassette tapes I can get my hands on, and I did the whole Tony Robbins. I think it was a 90-day. So there was like a tape for, I can't remember, but it was a big old thing of cassette tapes, but I did the firewalk. I went down and did one of his events and did the firewalk, and that was quite a. And I've always been a pretty positive person, but that was a game changer. It changed me. It was awesome. You know, it was kind of a, you know, you can do whatever you set your mind to type thing, and I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not here to promote Tony Robbins because he doesn't need help with that, but I remember showing up at this event. We flew into California. I was living up here at the time, and we showed up at the event, and I'm thinking, I know we're doing a firewalk, and I'm thinking, you know, we show up on, I think it was Thursday night, and I think it gets over Saturday night, and I thought, okay, well, most likely he's going to have us all primed up and ready to go Saturday night. That's going to be like the last thing we do. It's going to be this big, huge, you know, end of the event show. Well, we go in the big room. He gets up there. I mean, have you ever been to a Tony Robbins thing? I mean, he's a big guy, and he's just, everything is big, and he's up on stage, and he's just doing his thing, and you're like, this is awesome. He said, okay, now come with me, and we all follow him out of the room. We walk out in the parking lot of this big hotel, and there's 3 huge fire, like, pits full of wood, and he has them light them right there in front of us, and he said, and I'm like going, okay, this is cool, but we're not doing the firewalk till Saturday night, so why is he lighting the fire like right now? And he says, we're doing that tonight. And then you're like, oh man, okay. And he takes you back into the room, and for 3 hours he just pounds it into you about how we're gonna do it, and you walk out there and you do it, and after that you're like, man, I can do anything. You know, I can do anything. Just gotta tell myself I can do it, and I can do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a changer. It was good.
And I think like it's amazing. A lot of people don't like like there's people I know within my own company that don't like the motivation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at a child today who's born, who's learning how to walk, and they've fallen 10,000 times and get back up because all they do is want to walk. Like they have no limiting belief.
And we encourage them. Yeah. We're like, keep going, kid. Right.
And yet today, most people are like, I don't want to walk on fire. Like I don't need motivation. You're afraid of something, or maybe you have a negative belief or thought or disempowering something.
Yeah. So, and then we screw our kids up.
Yeah, trained, taught, and educated.
Kids.
There's a book called Stronger Fathers, Stronger Daughters. Every father out there with a young daughter should read it.
Should read that.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, now, this is good stuff. Let's talk about your business.
Great.
What is your business?
Main Street Office Furniture and Main Street Commercial Moving.
Okay, and what do you do?
So we basically take a blank canvas for someone's office, and we get to paint a portrait with furniture, acoustics, and flooring, or paint, or literally whatever to make the space an actual piece of art for their company to be able to work more productive. That's kind of a short step.
Right. So I'm moving my company into a new space. It's just a big old empty space, and I'd hire you guys to come in and design.
Yeah.
More than just cool, though. I mean, I know you're designing cool spaces, but you're also working on functionality, the layout, everything.
Yeah, I think today, and especially today's day and age, like most people, their wives or sisters or cousins or something are an interior designer. They're going to help us. Okay, great. But there's a difference between commercial furniture and residential furniture.
Yeah.
And we sell used and new. Our goal is to help people lower their cost to get in, make it functional, also keep the aesthetic looking great. And ergonomics matter to me because I broke my back. So we have a focus highly on ergonomics and what that means.
Which a good chair accomplishes that.
I tell people, if you think about a good chair, most people sleep. So I'll just ask you, how long do you sleep at night, Chris?
7 hours.
Okay. Do you know what you and your wife spent on the mattress you guys sleep in?
Yeah. I have a great mattress.
Okay.
But it was like I'm the $500 mattress guy.
What'd you spend?
I can't remember, but it came in a box, and I opened it up, and it expanded, and it's got the memory foam. I put one in my, house and the motor home, and at the time I had a couple other houses. I always bought that same mattress from Costco. It was great. But this is not a Costco commercial.
That's okay.
Because this is a Kids on the Move sponsored podcast. Yeah.
Kids on the Move.
See, so instead of spending $2,000 on a mattress, I spent $500, and I could have donated money to Kids on the Move. I didn't, but I could have.
Or you could have spent that, instead of spending that $2,000 on that mattress, you could have spent $500 like you did anyway, and bought all your employees better chairs then the $100 chair you got.
See, now you're making me feel guilty. And all my previous employees are like, yeah, what's up, Chris? Actually, we do have pretty good
Kids
office
on the
furniture. We do have good office furniture.
And what does good office furniture mean to you?
Well, it was very expensive.
Okay.
And it's very comfortable. In fact, my chair in my office, I've had for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's still as comfortable as it was the day I bought it.
Do you know what name brand it is by chance?
Yeah, Herman Miller.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
That's like the Mercedes of furniture.
Yeah.
That's what it
is. And back in the day, a good friend of mine worked for and then purchased the Herman Miller dealer in Salt Lake. That wasn't your uncle, was it?
No.
No.
So do you know Dave Collings?
That's Dave Calling.
You know him?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
He's the guy that hooked me. He's the one that sold me on these damn expensive chairs.
You just know everybody.
Yeah. Dave and I go way back. It's been a minute, but we go way back. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So he introduced me to the Herman Miller
Brand.
What's it? The Aaron chair? Aaron? Is that right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I still have it. I've moved several times. I take those chairs with me.
Yeah.
I have like 7 of those Herman Miller chairs. One's really nice. It's like got chrome stuff. It's really kind of snazzy looking, but yeah,
That's
I'm a big
cool.
fan.
Well, I mean, that shows the case because most people spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a mattress, and they'll spend $100 on that chair that their employees sit in for 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
Which is something that drives me freaking nuts.
Yeah. See, you were trying to make a point, and I screwed it all up.
You didn't, because Dave Collings is a great guy. HB's amazing. Herman Miller's one of the best lines.
Hendrickson
out
Butler.
there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dave Collings has made a heck of a company here in Utah, within Idaho, and even
Yeah.
Vegas. Like, HB is known for furniture.
I remember when he opened St. George, and he
Yeah.
opened Vegas, and then he's up in Idaho too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And good guy, hard worker.
I've talked to him twice in person. I've never really met him, but that Aeron chair today cost $1,200 to $1,500.
Oof.
Yeah.
See, there you go. That's
And-
a good chair.
Let's say large corporations buy 1,000 at a time because they know their employees won't have health issues. They won't have. They'll be able to work more productive, I should say. I'm not going to guarantee that, but generally they will.
And it's funny because had I not been friends with Dave, I don't know if I ever would have done that on my own. I mean, it wasn't until he was like, and I may have gotten a little discount,
I'm sure he did.
right? So that made it a little more palpable. But now I'm serious. I'm like, I love this chair. I still have it. I'll never get rid of it.
Yeah.
And
We get calls every day. Hey, do you have a Herman Miller Aeron? Used one? Yeah, we do. Okay, what does it sell for? I said $475. And they're like, okay, when can I come see it? That 20-year-old chair will still sell for $475, $400. Like, no problem. So if you have a bunch of them, you don't need them.
I
You can market them on KSL or Facebook or wherever you want.
yeah, interesting.
Like, they still sell because the brand name is built, but the chair ergonomically is a great chair.
Yeah.
I don't personally like it, but I get to see it in every chair, not just Herman Miller brand.
Right.
So
Okay, so we sidetracked a little bit,
that's okay.
but
This is your podcast and Kids on the Move. You tell me.
Kids on the Move. Okay, so you started this company, you design the space, you work on the functionality, you work on the quality of furniture to make sure people have a better experience. And I imagine part of your offering is that you'll meet with the principals and say, look, we do more than just, I'm sure you have some people come to you and say, hey, just design the space, throw some stuff in there, we're on a tight budget. And do you do that, or you'll do that?
So we still sell to the single chair shopper who needs an Aeron, which we have probably 10 right now. Like, we still sell to the single person. Especially this week, we had 3 today that came in the showroom asking for a used ergonomic chair. And to the better point, we'll sell 1,000 stations to a corporation that's bidding out against us, and they're trying to save money. We love blending used and new together because it's the best bang for the business owner. My dollar.
Yeah.
That's what I try and do, but there's times people just want new and brand name. If they want Herman Miller, great. HB's the place to go. Architects and interior designers love it. But I would say more than moving furniture, we do the whole aspect. So I grew up in furniture, started on the truck, cardboard, literally delivering, installing, building, growing, warehouse management all the way through. So almost our whole sales team has gone through that same process. So when we get to sell someone, we're not just selling you on because it looks nice or because it's going to make a high mark. We're selling because we know it actually works for what you're looking for. And that's the thing, is the value that you get when you work with a company that's a used new version you're going to get the best of both worlds because you don't need to pay for the A grade. Like you got a discount on Herman Miller. We still give a good discount on the used stuff. It's half the cost of new.
How do you get the used stuff?
So we are one of the largest decommissioning companies in the state.
Decommissioning. Mm-hmm. So you get hired.
We get hired generally by the building owner or the property management or a moving company to get the furniture out. How we resign it or consign it, resell it, repurpose it is up to us. Or if we green standard, get rid of it, e-waste, stuff like that, we do that too.
So big company moves out of the building. Landlord's like, okay, this is great. They're gone, but I have all this stuff that I don't need. Or somebody new's coming into space that wants to redo it. They call you guys to go clean it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Like in structures up in the Cottonwood Corporate Center, they had 4 floors of this building. They needed 3 of them gone. We gave them a price to do it. We ended up giving them a credit back because, hey, some of the furniture's worth it. Some of it's Miller, some of it's Steelcase, some of it's Knoll, some of it's XXX.
So you'll do that. Like that's part of the agreement.
Yeah, sometimes if they need money up front, we generally have to charge because we have to tear it out. We have to get an electrician. We have to get data, all that. Then we do what's called a lease surrender service. So sometimes you have to turn it back the way you got it. So walls have to be painted, floors have to be vacuumed, everything has to be cleaned.
For the actual space itself. Okay.
So that's what we'll do too, right?
Okay, you offer that service.
But it's a matter of how far they need it. And if most businesses have written off furniture within 7 years, because that's when you can, generally you can take the 7-year clause on your taxes to write off everything you spend on furniture. It's just get it out of here for whatever you need to charge us.
Right.
But that's where we have a wholesale network too. And we love our installers, and our warehouse team doesn't love and use furniture, but it makes good margins for us. And it's also good buy for business owners just starting out.
But that sounds like a lot of warehouse space.
It is.
So you have to store it, probably inventory it, index it,
Yes.
so that when your designers are out there looking at space, they can say, okay, well, I've got enough of this to do that. And sometimes for a business, a used divider is just as good as a new one. I'm sure they're clean and refurbished. And
Yeah, I mean, we don't do refurbishing anymore, but we did do some. But I mean, the thing is say it's $1,000 for this thing, but you can get it for $200 used. Like, it's a decent savings, but you do that 100 times, there's a big chunk of payroll or expenses or like
nice chairs.
Something.
Or kids on the move.
Yeah, exactly. Kids on the Move upgraded their office, and they've done a great job with us. So thank you, Kids on the Move, too.
Go Kids on the Move.
Yeah.
Now I think I need to send them a bill for marketing. They probably have a marketing budget, don't they?
Oh, I'm sure, Ryan.
Because both people are going to see this podcast. They're probably going to be interested in donating to Kids on the Move.
They're probably going to ask, hey, how do we get on that podcast? That Chris guy's amazing.
He's amazing. And he has a nice chair.
He does. He has a Herman Miller chair.
I do. I might reach out to old Dave Calling and see if his ears are burning. I haven't talked to him in a while.
That's funny.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started this business, but you.
So I'm going to back up and just say I didn't start it, but I'm 3rd generation.
Okay. So the uncle was involved. Mm-hmm. Then
my business partner, his grandma and grandpa started Main Street. My uncle started his own, and ended up merging, oddly enough. So.
Okay. Is your uncle still involved in the business?
He's still technically a consultant for some of the clients he works with, but he is effectively out of the business.
Retired.
He's retired. He's figuring out how to retire.
Yeah.
35,
sometimes it's hard, huh?
40 years of doing it.
Yeah. You can't just turn it off.
No.
Okay, so the business today, what's it look like? What do you got going on? You got you're doing you do the moving division too, so you'll help people move in, set up, put all together. When you do, for example, when you do a move out and you need to go in and bring that space back up to, what do you have trades that do that for you, like subcontractors?
We do.
You hire people to come in and do the patch and the paint and all that?
Mm-hmm. Some of our employees are on the verge of licensed electricians. Some of them know sheetrock and paint and ceiling and all that stuff. So some of the stuff we can do in-house, some stuff we have to hire for. But I tell people we're like a full turnkey option for you. And everyone can say that, but we will do from concept design through fruition, like install with construction, with TI, with GC, with carpet, with paint, all that stuff. So
Gotcha.
That's because, I mean, when you're not having 30 different POs, you can just work with one company who's going to PM it and work with everyone, make sure it hits all your schedule. Like, it's just a little easier that way.
Yeah.
So
the one-stop shop. As long as you can do what you say you do, then that's perfect.
And we're not great all the time, but we do. We're a 40-year-old business, 40 plus years.
And still going strong under the same name.
Yes. Strong, relatively. We're struggling.
What's your definition of strong? Yeah.
We've grown bigger than they've ever gone. We've got the most amount of employees. We have 26,000 square feet warehouse, and we have an amazing team.
And is this the business that you're running today? Is it doing the same things they did 20, 30, 40 years ago, or have you added some of these services to what you're doing?
We've added a lot of services, technology and software, a couple things that we've continued to integrate, CRM stuff that we've worked on to help reach out to our clients a little better too. But majority of what we do is service based. Like you have to say you can do something, but then you also still have to perform. Where we have we have our own in-house warehouse and installation team. We can kind of control the environment for the client, which is the most important. Our team is the most important, and clients second. Generally, if our team's taken care of by us as ownership or as a company, they feel empowered to take care of the customers.
Yeah.
Our team loves that.
And you probably have a lot of repeat customers. I mean, you have building owners, you have property management companies that you do a good job for them, and it keeps going, because it's not like all your business is just from that business that says buy furniture and then we're done for a while. You have some repeat customers.
There's a good amount of that business that's there. I would say that we have to pay in marketing a decent amount every year just to try and get new business, right? And as you know, businesses do go out. Some businesses, sometimes we can capture the front end, and unfortunately for some businesses, we can capture the back end, right? But
Yeah.
the thing about it is we don't always have, there's nothing residual. Like, I understand as a business owner, I watch my dollars, or I watch the team, or I watch what's happening, and especially with today's economy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't go buy the one thing I want to go buy. I need to shop it 3 different times. So I see us getting shopped a little bit more. I see other people in our market, our industry, that are similar to us, doing some of the things we're trying to do already. I would say competition's a little bit there, but most of our competition's friends. We've been in this so long that we know most everybody. I don't know Dave well. I'd love to meet him. But, I mean, we're not the grade A. We can do it, but we're not the grade A that Dave is.
Because that's where they hang out. They hang out in that area. Yeah. You can get up in there and do it, but you have a different...
Yeah. I'd rather sell used furniture, honestly. I mean, I'd rather sell that. I'd rather buy the stuff or get the stuff that they get out of their client space and then push it, because we make better margins, and we can also turn it quicker generally.
So those Aeron chairs that he sold 20 years ago, you might be selling today.
Well, I bet we are.
Probably.
I mean, I see probably, our team probably sees 200, 300 go a year, every year. And some of them have HB's name on them on the stickers. That's still
Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible that we haven't sold. I mean, I bet we've sold hundreds.
Yeah. Well, it's good stuff.
Well, that's the difference between commercial and residential. So, which comes back to my sister's cousin's an interior designer, and she can help us. Well, are you shopping at IKEA or RC Willey?
Yeah.
No plug for all you guys. I'm sorry, but or even
they don't sponsor this podcast, so we can bleep them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our vendors are. I mean, there's so many things that a commercial manufacturer has to go through to be vetted. There's so many process, green standards. There's BIFMA ratings. There's all these other things. So the product is different. It's 24/7. I mean, it's different rating too. So.
Okay, so you're part of a business that's been around a long time, but I'm gonna throw this word out at you, and bootstrapping. I mean, when I said it earlier, you kind of had an expression on your face like you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So share with me some bootstrapping moments in your business career that that happened, that you may have learned a lesson from, or just happened that every entrepreneur might relate to or get a kick of hearing.
I think that this is not going to be a surprise to most, but 2018, 2019, we tripled. We were on track to grow some pretty significant numbers from where we were to where we ended, and COVID hit. And then there was an earthquake in Utah here, right?
Yeah,
not very
the
far
world
apart.
was coming to an end.
Yeah,
the COVID hit and then the earthquake. I remember that.
But that's the thing that people don't really understand for commercial furniture or even commercial space for commercial real estate agents is no one went back. No one went back. And our sales dropped 50% overnight. Like, our 1, 2, 3, 4 biggest customers are no longer doing anything, and we don't know when we're going back. We don't know what to do. Like, we're going to see how this plays out. We're going to see how long it lasts. So PPP saved us, literally. The government programs that businesses got to help their business, we kept all of our employees. We took a salary cut as really ownership, but more just the leadership staff. We took salary cuts to benefit the employees to still have a job when they weren't working.
How many employees did you have at the time?
20.
20.
Yeah. 22 or whatever it was.
What did you do during that year? Just sweep the
Tried
warehouse?
like hell. Like, I mean, literally tried like hell. Like, we would go out to our current clients. We tried and started selling hand sanitizer, acrylic screens or what, like we tried selling everything, flooring, everything to try and generate something. And it didn't matter. It was hard. It was a hard, I would say Bootstrap, the first experience, true experience was probably like really understanding. I mean, '08 was hard for furniture too. I remember '08, but 2020 to this day is still not the same.
So when the 2020 hit, how long? Well, you're still not back to normal. It sounds like. I mean, what was going on up to that point? You still haven't completely recovered, but how long was that kind of just this dark abyss of 2020? Because it started to come back eventually. How long did that last?
I think that we grew 2021, 22, died again 23. So we've gone ups and downs, and we grew a little bit past where we were when 2020 hit. But taking that $1 million or $2 million hit, or whatever the number was, it was hard, right? Mm-hmm. And to answer the question, I don't think offices ever come back. Like, I think businesses have brought people back 1, 2, 3, 4 days a week, and they're hybrid at best, or some are all in. Some businesses are all in. But I think that a lot of it's due to COVID and now technology, right?
Yeah. It appears that COVID kind of spurred technology in offsite opportunities. And I know people that own businesses that, I know some people that have owned very successful businesses in different industries that all required office. And after the COVID thing kind of mellowed out, their people stayed home and kept working remote, and they felt like they were more productive. They were getting more work out of them. They were able to scale back their office space and save money, but they were still getting, if not as much, probably more production out of their people working from home. So that happened a lot probably, which is a direct hit on your business.
Not just mine, but Dave Collings and every other commercial business, right? I can't imagine what it was like for the big players, right? Who have, I think Dave Collings is $150 million a year, or something crazy, or even more. I'm sure he's more than that now. But the thing that I learned is that innovation also lost. Technology is so advanced today, but COVID hit, people moved home so fast and they weren't ready. Then no one got a good chair at home. Then their bodies hurt.
Yeah, true.
And their back hurt. Then they started working less. Then like so many things have happened. And I've talked to so many business owners that say, yeah, they're more productive, but really, like, the hours employees work have dropped from 4 a day to 2 a day.
Their full-time day is now.
Yeah. I mean, but the people that come in the office also have a better personal relationship. I would say that depression's a little bit better when people are out with other people. Now you have the introverts who always want to be alone. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a lot of stuff that was lost during that time. And I try and educate as much as I try to sell. Like, why is it important for us to be sitting here talking today when we could do this all virtually and be in a room and Gainer's not even over there or something crazy?
It's not the same without Gainer. In fact, it's true. This is my world. I love the face-to-face, the interaction, and in fact, I'm a guest on another podcast this afternoon when I get home, and it's remote. So I'm going to sit I have a little office that's set up for my podcasting, and it's just not going to be the same. It's just not going to be the same.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. Now, for me, I was fortunate during COVID. At the time, my business was in a small resort town in northern Utah, and we got hammered because everything shut down. The Park City's closed, the Jackson Hole's closed, and once everyone figured out that our little town was open for business, it was on. We were slammed. So I was fortunate that during that COVID time, 08 and 09, whole different story. my industry I was in at that point, I'm an entrepreneur. I think I shared that entrepreneur word, right?
Yes,
I'm
you did.
totally an entrepreneur.
It's that tattoo halfway up your arm, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's a thing, and it almost to my detriment, right? I mean, I've had a lot of great success in certain businesses, and then I see a shiny object and I take off, and when anyways, we're not talking about me right now, but 0809 just, man, that was a whole different story. So it was hard. It was hard. So I can imagine how your 2020 was.
And I think there's a shift too as you become a true business owner, meaning that you are now responsible for the entire thing, right? That you are like, holy shit, I am responsible for everything, right? So,
Yeah.
but today's day and age, some of our team, and I say this with love, that some of them don't want to change what they're doing, and they think it's okay to just do not the minimum, but what they're doing. But AI is moving so fast. This world is changing so quick. And if people can work from home everywhere, like it'll change and disrupt everything, not just commercial furniture, commercial brokers, construction, trades. And we're already at a housing deficit. If people are going to stay home, they're going to want to have a nice, we don't have enough homes. And it's going to cause all sorts of ripples.
Well, so you're aware of that and you're thinking that way. So are you adapting to that? Are you looking at your business model and saying, okay, I think this is heading this way, and so I need to adapt? Are you in that mode right now?
Yeah, there's certain ways we are. Again, while we took on them, we worked with Bailey's Moving and Storage, which to today, I still feel good about Bailey's. They're a great company. They're one of the best in the state, if not the best.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a moving company that we built up to help us with one of these strategies, because I believe that one of the strategies we needed to have was to have the ability to decommission these spaces for businesses when they go home, right?
Yeah.
And to be able to get that furniture to then wholesale it to other companies outside of the state or within the state that are maybe going into the office for a 3,000 or 5 or 10,000 square foot building, right? So I think that strategically we're working on some of the moving side. On the labor side, we're building that too. But it's hard just to do single offices at home. It's hard just to do single chairs at home. It doesn't pay the bills, let's say.
Well, you're competing with Amazon and
Yes.
and Office Max and Staples and
Yeah.
KSL and Marketplace. So that's difficult.
But I think it's a transition. I don't think everything can go home. I also don't think it's productive. I don't think that half this world, I don't think humans were meant to be alone. And I understand the feeling when you get on a Zoom call tonight and you're on a podcast, you're like, yeah, this is great, but
Yeah.
can I just shake your hand? Can I just see
Yeah.
your smile?
Yeah.
Actually see your smile?
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing. I think that it's hard to describe what my uncle said earlier today is furniture's not, it's a losing game. But I don't know if I believe that.
That's interesting. See, now here we're going to put your mindset to a test, right?
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to believe that, or are you going to push through? And I think part of my challenge in 08, 09 was being a very optimistic and very persistent business owner. When I heard grumblings that things are kind of getting weird in the business, man, I didn't bat an eye.
Yeah.
I went out and built a spec home and bought land for a subdivision, and I just kept rolling because my mindset doesn't tell me to take a step back and worry about it. And it got me. It got me. If I was to go back there and, I wouldn't do anything different. I don't believe in that at all. I don't live in regret one bit. But, if that same thing was happening again, I probably would have tapped the brakes and held on to some cash but you can't do that. So it is what it is. So here's your mindset, right? Your uncle, who's been doing this for how long?
40 years.
Yeah, is saying, but you're not going to listen to that, are you?
I mean, there's things that I want to
Nothing
listen.
against your uncle.
No.
I'm sure he's great. Yeah.
And he's a mentor, and he's also a pain in the ass, but he's a mentor.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to understand it's been 23 years of working with this guy, and he's truly a staple in this industry, in our market here in the state for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But there's things about old dogs, new tricks that they don't want to learn. There's things about AI today that I'm understanding that I don't even know, right? And
Try to explain that to him.
yeah, and there's things about building relationships with someone on this or a podcast or a commercial broker that's still fighting to go find all these deals because that's how they get paid. If I can help it make it better for them, build a software that helps it make it easier for them, we're looking at ways to continue to adapt.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to take advantage of the new technology, put it to
Yeah.
work for you, and keep growing.
Yeah.
And then maybe when we have the next podcast in 10 years, and I'm going to say, okay, what happened? And you're going to tell me how you adapted, and you wouldn't listen to the voices that say your industry's dying.
Yeah.
And you'll be successful. You are successful, and you'll be even more successful.
And I think success is a hard word, right? Because you define success differently from every person to every person.
Yeah.
Is it money? Is it relationship? Is it assets? Is it houses? Like what is it? Like whatever success looks like. So back to the question at the very beginning, I think for me, I've written my eulogy. I don't want to make a whole lot of money. I want to benefit the people that work for us, and I try really hard every day to do that. I also try to be the best problem solver in the business for our customers, and supply them with something I would buy, something that I think would make sense, so that it's not more money than need to outlay either, right?
Yeah. So that is one of the questions that I like to ask people is, what is your definition of success? So your success doesn't revolve around money, but tell me what your definition of success.
I would say the most amazing marriage out there, which we have today. My children understand what it looks like to be a business owner. My employees also have been able to build a level of accountability to do their work, but also been blessed by the company and what we can afford to do to get them into a house, or to become legal, or to be able to drive a nice car, or to be able to take their family on trips or something. And then to be able to be the best service-based commercial furniture dealer here in the state that people remember and they rely on, I think. To me, that's what it would be. Like, money is secondary. I know I need it. I know we all need it.
Yeah.
But I would rather give money. Where
are you at based on your definition of success, where are you at in that journey?
I would say mindset right now is a little hurting. I mean, business is down this year. Our team's done a hell of a job. So all of my team that listen to us, you guys have done a great job, like you have. But I would say,
if they're listening to us, that means we have more than 2 listeners.
That's great. Hopefully, Kids on the Move is 3.
Okay, so now we're up to like 24 listeners, because you're going to make all your employees listen to this.
I think we have almost 40 employees.
40? Nice. Okay, we're rolling now.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
And when this comes out, I've written a hand letter note for Christmas cards.
Yeah, that's
We're going to
cool.
give out on Wednesday.
That means a lot.
Well, I hope
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I did that a few months ago. I was working in a small town on a business we had, and the mayor and the director of economic development were really huge fans of this business we were doing, and they were great support. And I had a couple meetings with them, and I actually sent them a handwritten note that said, "Hey, thanks for meeting with me. You know, it's great. We've loved working here." And I'm telling you, I got a response. Like, they were shocked.
Yeah.
They were like, "You sent me a handwritten note." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure did." But they thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's an easy little hack, isn't it? People kind of let that go.
Yeah, I think that we take for granted what we have sometimes. We also think that we're in our own little world, and I do a daily practice every day, so I try to live outside of me. I try to pray for people who are dying or just died or have cancer or something else, because I realize what I'm going through. I'm pretty blessed. I have an amazing family, an amazing life, and I have an amazing team, and we're just going through something tough. Like, it's just tough. I think Matthew McConaughey has this great saying, and so did Denzel Washington, but like, he says, my dad could never tell me, he could never tell his dad I can't. His dad would grind his teeth and say, "Are you sure you're not just having trouble? We're just going through a troubled time."
Yeah.
That's all we're doing. Like, Mel Robbins says that nothing is inevitable. Like, meaning it never lasts forever, right? So it's a hard time. We bought a building, moved into a building, we're paying double payments. Like, it's a hard year. We're doing a great job, but it's just a lot of expenses this year. So.
Okay, so here's a question I like to ask.
Yeah.
You're sitting at this table across from the young Wes Israelsson, the young whippersnapper. You know, he's getting ready to start his journey. You know, what do you tell him? What's your advice? What's your piece of advice you give to the young buck who's getting ready to start? What do you tell him?
I would say think past yourself. I would say build relationships with people who are good people and people who will continue to push you past that relationship. Like, I thought there for a while we could spend enough money in marketing dollars to keep our salesmen happy enough just to keep selling.
Yeah, yeah,
I realized there's not enough money in this world for that.
yeah.
So relationships have to be built. They have to be earned every single day. And I would tell myself to go build positive and great relationships starting younger. It's one thing we never did great. I mean, not that we didn't do it, but I was always in the business working hard, delivering, installing, then selling, going back. Like, I didn't realize the relationships that really matter could have been built years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I would love to have been in the group you guys, we talked about with Johnny, Jessica, and
Yeah.
Terry and everybody. Like, I know John. I just see him as this cool Rockwell guy.
He is he is that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, he
But
is.
he's a good friend. He is loyal as the day is long, and
Yeah.
he's just a good dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that I would tell myself to build better relationships earlier on and believe in myself probably better.
One of my guests a few weeks ago shared an idea that you approach every relationship knowing that there's a bridge that took you to that relationship, and that you want to leave that relationship with the ability to go back over that bridge again. Because we use the term, burning bridges. And that was his philosophy, is I approach every relationship as a bridge that connected me to that person. And when I exit that relationship, I want to make sure I can cross over that bridge maybe another day. I may never see that person again, but I might. You never know when that circle comes around, and you might want to cross that bridge again. So don't burn bridges. Yeah. I have a tendency to be a bridge burner.
Do you?
Yeah, I've burned a couple.
I don't believe that.
I got a list. No, I'm hard. I'm hard on people that work for me and work with me. I demand a lot, and if you do wrong by me, I'm pretty quick to burn the bridge, and I'm working on that. I'm better at it. But my younger days as an entrepreneur, I felt like you had to be tough, you had to be demanding, you had to expect a certain thing, and if people aren't living up to it, you had to set them straight. And if they didn't, they're out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. So when I hear him say that, I actually heard him say that to me. I thought, wow, that's an interesting approach. Because I've got a few bridges that have been burned out there.
Because when I tell people leave no doubt, it's like burning the boats, but I've already burned them. They're like, I'm not thinking about it. I'm not trying. I'm not lighting them at. Like, it's already burned.
Burning the boats is different than burning the bridge.
I agree, but I understand now that the better way to look at it is it's a bridge to something, right? And there's also, we did a podcast with the guy who owns Momentum Mountain Climbing Gyms.
Okay.
He talked about summiting Everest on our podcast, which is really cool. And
That's pretty impressive.
He said 2.5 months to get to the top, but that's 2.5 months to get there. You still have to come down. So the bridge, I still have to come back over that bridge.
How long does it take to get down off the mountain? But 2.5 months from the time he landed in Nepal to start his ascent.
All the stuff through the Himalaya, everything it took to get there, and all the levels of base camps and the different camps, and then there's the 24-hour death zone where you have 24 hours before your body's done.
Wow.
And that's where most people die. But he summited at 61, which is pretty damn amazing to me. And we got to talk about business and his other businesses and why.
Yeah.
So when I think about burning the bridges or burning the boats, I think about one thing, but I realize that building a relationship as a younger adult or younger human, I'm still the same person I am. I could have built some amazing relationships that could have blessed our lives in different ways and theirs.
Yeah. Yeah. And I probably could have burned a few less bridges. And just joking. Okay. Next question for you.
Yeah.
And it's along the same lines, but instead of having your younger self sitting here across the table, you have this young whippersnapper entrepreneur who's ready to go conquer the world. And he's talking to the great Wes, who's successful in all areas of his life. And he wants your best nugget. What is it?
The best nugget I would give someone is make sure you have a supportive spouse. And also you have a love for the thing you're trying to do.
Wow, that's a good one.
Because if you don't treat the spouse the same way and you leave that person behind, how can you take care of your employees? And if you don't have passion for something, how do you go through when those days are hard? And they are going to be hard.
Yeah.
Hard is only a period of time. It's only a period. Like, you will go through periods of hard
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
periods of good.
And it takes a good woman to be married to an entrepreneur.
Or good man, depending on if the woman's running the business, right?
Well, that's true too. That was a little bit sexist of me, wasn't it?
Well, my wife owns
I
a
might get
business.
censored. But we already said shit.
I think I've said more than you.
You did, yeah. You know, we've had a few F-bombs on the show.
Have you?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Ding, ding, ding. Another one.
Just kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a unique situation for sure. And that's great advice. That's great advice, actually.
I mean, in your expertise, because you've done this a lot longer than I have, I'm still learning. I think one of the harder other shifts that most business owners make is that you go from working on the business or working in the business to working on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That CEO mindset shift, if you are not one, is hard,
It is hard.
especially if you got good relationships with the team you work with.
Yeah.
Now that you're the one that has to make all the calls when you may love that person, you may worship this person, and they may not be hitting their numbers. They may not be doing the things they need to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good one. The very first business book I ever read, this was in like the late 80s, early 90s. It was probably, was the E-Myth.
yeah,
Very first business book I ever read. And I mean, that was after I'd listened to some cassettes. I was listening to cassettes, but I wasn't much of a reader. But I remember that book put me on a journey of, man, I couldn't read enough. I put that book down, read another one. But I remember the E-Myth, and that was very clear, was the difference between working in the business and working on the business. And that's a tough transition. And there's a lot of entrepreneurs. We probably know people that say, oh, yeah, I'm good at that. But if you were to watch them in action in their business, they're the worst.
yeah.
You know, it's hard to step away and let somebody else do it. And it's hard to work on the business. Yeah, it's very hard.
And I think the last thing I'd say to that same subject is always be curious. Like, always be learning. Like you said, you were reading a book in the 80s. I wasn't born yet. No offense. I was born in 84. So
I graduated high school in 84, so there you go. You're welcome. Top 30 of my class.
I hear it was a good snow year too.
It was a good year. Yeah.
But I didn't read books. I was never raised with books, never raised with like learning. So I would say, as an owner or of a company or a leader, teach your family, teach your employees to read books, to get better, to want to be better, because it's going to come so fast. And our society is going to get so dumbed down with AI if we're not careful. But always be learning, always be curious.
Yeah. Well, I'm an old guy. I'm an old dog, and I've been learning.
Distinguished. I'd say distinguished. But
Distinguished. Yeah, it's old, and I've been learning AI, and it's just amazing what I've learned. Like, I think I told you, I spent 3 hours this morning with AI building a kind of a diagnostic assessment, and we were working together on it. It was really weird. Like, I'm like typing, and we're communicating, and I'm like, hey, we got to fix this thing, and this formula doesn't work. And yeah, it was fascinating. I had no idea. I mean, seriously, probably a couple months ago, I had no clue what AI was about. I thought AI was a Google search engine, right? I thought, what's the big deal about AI? You can just Google it. I Google stuff all the time. Man, in the last couple months, I have learned so much. It's been pretty cool. Okay. This is kind of the wind down question.
Okay.
The wrap it up question.
Are we done? I'm going to be done.
We're getting pretty close, yeah.
Oh, damn it.
We've been doing this for a minute. See, and I judge the doneness by my seat. Like, if this seat was too comfortable, we'd be here for hours.
If you were in your Aeron, we'd be good for a couple hours.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie either. I have spent a lot of time in my chair lately, and there are days I'm like, I'm going to get up and walk around just because I can. But it's a great chair. It's got that great lumbar support. And
Dave, he needs some task stools in the Aeron.
We need some new stools up here that we can sit on and go longer. This question is, knowing everything you know now and having done everything you've done, everything you've experienced, would you do it over?
I don't think there's very many things in this world that I wouldn't do over. Would not do over, I should say. I believe that everything is a gift. If you can find the gift in the worst things in this world, my dad dying, my back breaking, all these other things, COVID hitting, 2008, even like today where I feel with the business, like I think that there's things that allow you to stay down inside that disempowering belief, memory, whatever you want to call it, right? Or to realize, hey, if I find a gift in this and I learn from it and I adapt, man, what else can I do? What else can I do? Like, yeah.
You know, because you would never wish on anyone to have their back broken when they're 16 years old and ruin your all the hopes and dreams, you know, the playing the sports, the playing golf. You would never wish that on anyone. But what you learn from that, how else could you have learned that?
Well, I don't think I'd be sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
And B, the most important thing in my world today is my goddess. And I met her because I went to Furniture, which is my uncle that got me to graduate, in Boise. And I left a name and number with some old men that were kind of gross working up there in Boise. I left my name and number on a napkin for her because I was working in commercial furniture 22 years ago. Like,
And you saw her somewhere?
yeah, she was the hostess at this restaurant
In Boise.
called Goodwood. Yeah.
And you left your number on a napkin.
I said, I think you're very pretty. I would love to take you on a date if you're not dating anyone.
And she responded.
Took her 2 months. Damn it, but took her 2 months. Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
And then she responded and you went on a date and that's it.
I had to drive up there and we went on a date and then we went on multiple and pretty soon it was.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
See, those are good stories, huh?
but there's gifts in it, right? Even business for you, like it's hard to find a gift in death. It might be hard to find a gift in certain deaths. I get that, but there's a gift in something.
Yeah. You know, well, and that's the right answer, by the way.
Is it?
There is no right or wrong answer to that question, but there's a right or answer. And the answer I always like is, you know, it's who you are. Like all those experiences are who you are.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty confident you like who you are today.
I love.
And you're a result of all those years and years. You're a result of that broken back. You're a result of all those things that happened to you. And that's where I am in life. Because, you know, can you imagine living in regret? Can you imagine thinking, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that? It doesn't serve you at all.
Yeah.
But you know, so I'm the same way. I feel the same way about it. But I was going to say, you know, about a year and a half ago, I got into the restaurant business. I had been in the restaurant business for a long time. We had a restaurant, but I wasn't very involved in it. So about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I thought, okay, I'm gonna kind of jump into this whole restaurant gig and make a run at it and see what happens. And I'll tell you what, it was hard and it sucked. And I'm not in the restaurant business anymore. And I sit here and go, man, I should have just not. The amount of money and time I put into that, you know, I could have been doing something else. I could have been doing nothing. I could have just been doing nothing. But the reality of it is I, even in the last year and a half, 2 years, with all of that restaurant struggle, I learned a lot. I learned a lot more. Even at my age, I learned more. And that's propelled me into this new direction I'm in now. And I don't think I'd be here today, right now, where I'm at, with this mindset had I not given that a shot. So it's I appreciate people that feel the same way and think the same way.
Well, I appreciate you because in reunion, you also shared that story, right? You shared kind of those struggles and all the tattoos and what they mean specifically, right? And to me, that matters when you have a story to tell, it's great, but when you have passion behind it and you care, like, and you try to live without regret or you try to live with no doubt, like your life is just different.
It is different.
You reach out different, you meet different, you connect different. Like,
Yeah.
it's just different.
It is different.
So,
Well, Wes, I appreciate it.
yeah,
I appreciate you taking the time.
vice versa.
Now, I get to be on your podcast, right?
You do, of course.
So I can bring my 2 listeners over.
Well, yes, I would love that.
We'll add to yours.
I think Gainer's laughing really hard over there.
You can hear him. Isn't it awesome? He's got a great laugh anyways. And just so people that want to know, Gainer's our producer. And he's the guy behind the curtain making things look good. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I enjoy getting to know people who have a like mindset. And it's refreshing. There's a lot of guys like us out there. And there's a lot that aren't.
Yeah.
And there's guys like us that may impact somebody younger than us to say, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go for it. So that's why we're here.
Can I get a selfish plug to us?
Yes, let's do it. So Wes has his awesome podcast. Let's hear it.
Well, I'm going to go there after. But
Oh.
Main Street Office, Main Street Commercial Moving, we're looking for commercial real estate agents who are in the office space specifically. If you're a good agent and you want to get to know me or get to know our team, I would love to meet you. I'd love to then get you on our podcast called Give Us It.
Give us it.
Give Us It, where we care about the way your business sits. But more than that, we build relationships outdoors. We're inside outdoors right now. We're rock climbing at the Momentum Gym indoor, but it's just until we get enough snow to hopefully be up on the snow. Too.
Yeah, gotta get on the snow. We don't have a lot of snow.
No, we do not.
That's good. And then we're gonna plug Kids on the Move. Who's a sponsor of this podcast?
Yes,
They don't
Ryan
even know it.
Erickson and Rochelle Rutherford.
That's right. We're gonna get them on here too,
Good.
because they're probably on. They've had an entrepreneurial journey.
Oh yeah,
I
Ryan.
mean,
and
I'm sure they've had a
both.
great one.
Yes.
So I'd love to get people like that on here because I want to hear it.
I'll connect you with both of them.
Awesome. Thanks, Wes. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you, Chris.
Okay.